Yes, sir. Stretching again. Welcome to another episode of The Nice Show. I'm your dramatic host, The Trey Nice.
There's a nice one.
And I'm sitting next to my wonderful co-star, co-host, DJ Pedigree. Hey, Jimmy.
Hey, Jimmy, where you going?
My brother. What's up, bro?
How you doing?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
I'm chilling, bro. I'm good.
What's up with your drink over there?
What do you mean?
I thought you was like, pour up, bro. Like,
I'm gonna pull up tomorrow.
what's tomorrow?
What you mean?
Oh, okay, it's top secret.
Yeah.
Okay. yeah. Some of y'all niggas weren't invited. You know what I'm saying? Like, just, you know what I'm saying? Just say the least, right? But, you know what, bro? We got somebody I think
She seemed dope.
seems, right?
Yeah.
She tried to guess our signs earlier. You was called what, a Virgo?
Nah, Scorpio.
Virgo. I was called a Capricorn. Like,
Yeah.
I think you may need to study up some more. I'm not gonna lie.
I do.
Because it was kind of.
I think I do. I was way off.
But I did my research. I was like, okay.
You like, okay, yeah, she saw the research we did, and she was like, oh, what do they know? But without further ado, hey man, she does PR. She runs her own blog. She worked for Def Jam. Yes, yeah. Def Jam. Y'all know how y'all be watching the versus battles on IG? She really be there. I'm just saying. A mogul all around. I'm talking about the one and only the Megalodon. Bree is here. What's up, man?
She is here. Thank y'all for inviting me. Hello.
No.
Good morning.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. That's just like wake up like good morning.
Good morning?
Yeah.
Okay, bet. But
Yeah.
I want to thank you, man.
Yes.
I really want to thank you, right?
Yeah.
Because you hit me up 2018
Yeah.
for the More Music blog.
Yeah. Shout out to More Music. We gonna get it together.
We're gonna get to that, right? But you hit me up and you was like, hey, I want to start a blog, right? I want you to be my first
Yes.
blog entry.
Yes.
And I was like, me? Like okay, right?
Oh, I remember now.
Do you?
Oh, okay.
Ooh, y'all don't let him do this on the show because
What happened for people who may not know? What happened?
I DM both of these lovely gentlemen to be on the More Music blog and Pedigree.
You didn't respond?
Doesn't seem to remember. I think you responded though. I think you responded.
I folded.
You didn't do it though.
I don't think we ever carried through, but that's okay. But I recognize, I was like, who's in the scene? Who are DJs that's really doing it? That's really moving? Because at that time, I'm like, I really want to learn how to DJ. So I was really fascinated with it. And Trey Nice was somebody I had been, seeing, and he was doing the work. So I'm like, and you. So I DM both of them. Trey Nice came through.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm very disappointed in you, actually, bro. I'm super disappointed.
We would have loved to have you. We would have loved.
I'm not gonna lie. At that time, it was at UNT. It was really busy. We was like, boys doing 60 events like a semester.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
And y'all was about to graduate and all that crazy stuff. So I'm not mad at nobody. Okay, we all trying to win. So.
Right. Okay, bet. So let's start from the beginning. Where exactly are you from? Because you be all over. you be all over.
Yes.
New York.
Yes.
Everywhere. So.
I was born as Presbyterian. Hello.
Let's
start right there.
Hello.
I was born in Presby. That's me. I'm a Presby baby. Hello. Good morning.
I was born there too.
Medical
Right.
City. Medical City
For the real too, but Presby. Hello. Good morning.
Yeah.
Wake up. So
Right.
yes, I lived, when I was first born, all that good stuff. I lived on Forest Lane, Skillman, Aldelia in that area. And I'm from North Dallas. And when, high school, maybe late middle school, high school, I moved to Tiffany Trail, which is is Richardson because it's right there on the border, but North Dallas is right here. Everything we need, we went to North Dallas. So I'm North Dallas born and bred, but I went to Berkner. I'm never denying that. Some of y'all get weird about that, but yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, it's okay. It's as long as you're true to yourself, because people be lying these days.
Exactly. Right? I don't even know. You can't. Yeah, I'm North. Yeah, you ask some North Dallas people. I'm North Dallas born and bred for sure.
So how'd you end up at Texas State?
Great question. Say it again. You didn't even have that much to drink right now. You're not wrong. No, you're not wrong.
All right, he's muted. Okay.
That's a natural human function. You never wrong for that.
No, you're muted. It's okay.
Wrong.
It's okay. But how'd you end up at Texas State?
Yes, I ended up. Okay, I ended up at Texas State because I swear, I didn't know about Texas State until my friend back here, Alasia, dropped the bomb. Shout out to Alasia, dropped the bomb. He's heating up. She was like, my cousin going to Texas State, yada, 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 yada. So I was like, okay, what's Texas? And I applied, and what's crazy is I almost went to commerce. I almost went to commerce because, financial aid, things like that get funny. But I was on drill team at the time. I was like, I really want to do drill team. Da-da-da. So I ended up going to Texas State, and I was a Texas State shredder, and I danced in college for a year. A lot of people don't know that. But
what's a shredder?
Okay, so it's like the largest dance team or drill team in America. And it's like a team of 100. At the time when I was on, it was 110 girls. Wow. Yeah, like all dancing, kicking, doing boots, all that good stuff. On the football field, basketball games, etc. So,
See, I didn't know anything like about that. All I know, because when I went to PV, we had the Black Foxes, and then I don't know, we had a UNC because I just really didn't care.
I didn't even know you went to PV at first. Shout out to PV. Shout out to Mo. Mo went to PV. Hello, good morning.
That good morning is actually really fire.
Yeah, like good morning. Like sometimes you have to ask people like when they say stuff, and it's like, "Are you awake?" Like, "Good morning."
Is that your DJ tag?
No, you know what? Shout out to some. I'm gonna shout out a lot of people in this probably. Shout out to Simone because I told all my friends like send me a tag that would be hot, and she sent through something. She was like, "Stop playing with my friends." So that's my tag. Stop playing with my friend. Don't steal that. Please don't steal that.
It's copywritten.
It's copywritten as of right now. Stop playing with my friend. Yeah. So that was that's my unofficial detail.
Right. So where did the love for music come from? Did you always like have a love for it or?
Yeah, growing up as a kid, we moved around a lot, like I said, I mean, everywhere a little bit. So like I really didn't have too much stability when it came to certain things, but music was always like a friend. Like music's like reading a book. Like if I wanted to hear what Jay-Z had to say, I could go to the Black Album. If I wanted to hear what Lil Wayne had to say, I could go to y'all know everything.
Carter
Lil
3,
Wayne,
everything.
exactly. Whatever, put X there. That's my next favorite rapper. And I just feel like Drake. You go to So Far Gone, like
Drake.
Like it's
please do not get us started on Drake.
Exactly. So many things. Yeah. So many things. Who doesn't love Drake, right? If you don't love Drake, you're weird. But so many things. So I feel like. My mom, she worked in my elementary school, Adelia Creek Elementary. Yes, I'm again from North Dallas.
Good morning.
Good morning. And then she drove all the way to the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Dallas, over on Coit. And she would drive people's kids over there. Like my mom really had 3 jobs, and she worked at the Boys and Girls Club. So while being in the car and driving around Dallas, being on the highway a lot, I needed something to keep me stable, and music was that. Like I would go back and listen to Aaliyah and R. Kelly and just Mariah Carey and like just fell in love with all of these songs that like at the time I didn't really understand what they meant, but I knew like it was important to me, and that's really when I fell in love with music. And my mom said when she used to sing in church. When she was pregnant with me, she used to slap her stomach when I was kicking and be like, "Stop!" And everybody be singing. So I got whoopings before I was born, right? What? Good morning, Mom. Where are you? Why'd you do that? No.
Can you sing or dance? Sing or not sing or dance?
I guess dance because I did do drill team and I was a drill team officer, and I can't sing. I grew up singing in church, but
are you good at it?
Yeah, like I grew up singing in church.
Say they rocking with you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I would like to think I'm good at singing.
Yeah,
I'm awful.
A lot of it. Yeah.
Yo, you're terrible. Actually, where have I heard you sing, bro? I've heard you sing somewhere, bro.
Choir, church.
Everybody, your mama. No,
but he was like terrible. Like.
Maybe he wasn't.
Nah.
That was awful.
Okay. He confirmed that. He stamped that.
We try to keep it honest. You know what I'm saying? There's things I'm not good at. You know what I'm saying?
He stamped that. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm surprised you didn't pick up DJing earlier, actually, then.
So you DJ now?
No. Right?
What happened?
What did happen? Just like moving and like adjusting and really getting heavy in the PR, like my focus had changed. But my goal was to, when I first bought my board, was like just learn every button.
What board you have?
SB3.
SB3, that's a great board.
Serato, hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. $275.
Fact, that's a great intro. Anybody trying to get interested in DJing?
Yeah,
that's
start
great,
with that. Exactly. Remember, I would DM you like, what board? You remember that? Like, what board should I start with? All of that stuff. So I took everybody's advice and like I got the board that I feel like was best for me and in price range, etc. And so, yeah, and one of my friends, long live Chop, always forever. My brother, he, you know, I would call him and FaceTime him and be like, what is this button? What is this? What is that?
Right.
And he really just put me on to like help me out, and DJ Rocket in the mix. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out Dio, bro. My
Shout out DJ
God.
Rocket in the mix. And we actually have never met in person, but
He is the funniest dude ever.
He's fantastic.
He's
always
hilarious.
responds like he's a super cool dude. So yeah, I just I taught myself with the help that I heard from the outside the buttons, and
So
one day I just
what
knew
made
a lot
you
of
want to
buttons.
like stop?
Nothing made me want to stop. I left my speaker at my brother's house when we visited him for Thanksgiving, and I just, you get sidetracked and things like that. And I don't think my goal was to ever like become a club DJ or like, but it was to know and learn the skill. So like when I'm seeing DJs or I'm around DJs, like I know what their world was. And I mean, at one point I thought maybe it's something I'll do serious. And I don't ever doubt I could pick up, I know I could pick up my board again and do something and eventually get to the level where like I could be in the clubs. But I want to be in the industry so hard and be a mogul so bad that like, I'm like, you got to learn every avenue, like start from the bottom. Like what do the DJs know? What do the PRs know? What do the A&Rs know? Like what do managers know? And so I don't know. That was always my thing, but it's a fun hobby.
So talk to me about like the More Music blog, right? So
Yeah.
what happened? You said we want to get it together, right? So where's the status of that at right now? Okay.
Yeah. But you know what?
Yeah, good night.
Good night. That right there is good night. I cannot lie. That is good night. That is good night.
Right.
But what I am doing is like artists who need PR or want to learn more about the industry or their image or want somebody to listen to their album and give them advice on like what the soundtrack should look like, what the rollout should look like. Consulting, I've done that. And More Music Communications. Hello, good morning. We're creating the empire.
Right.
We'll send that invoice for the bag.
Facts.
So now that's what it's transitioned to. But I had one person who was like helping me write for the blog, and so one day when my focus is right back on track with More Music strictly, I'll get back to that. But I haven't forgot about it. It's something that I plan and want to give back to Dallas, like More Music blog, like the offices in downtown, and artists can go present and show their music and really have an opportunity to if you will, go mainstream. Yeah. So that's my goal. But More Music Communications is in the works. And we do business there in PR and A&R consulting.
You were honestly, and this is just me being honest, I'm thinking about me at that time. You were the first blog to ever give me a chance. Like I was seeing everybody on Voyage Dallas and like all these other blogs, right? And I was like, damn, that's so cool. And so whenever I got that message from you, like it was like a real like surreal feeling. I'm like, damn, bro, somebody like really like believed in me, right? Outside of UNT. So like, what is that feeling like? How do you feel knowing that you have like that people like feel like, damn, like somebody like reaching out, like, do you enjoy like helping people like in that regard?
It's insane. Yes, 100%. I feel like, Dallas has yet to have, there are a couple of them, but someone that is like the rep, if you will, or like the person that's like, no, I can go back to my city and do this. Like it's easy. Like whether you're an artist, you're a manager, you're an A&R, whatever you're doing in the industry, lifestyle, entertainment, etc. Like. And my goal is just to be one of those people at the forefront one day, hopefully 5 years from now, just really being able to be a playmaker and make decisions and help anybody that's wants to be on and is really doing the work already to be in that position to win. So it feels good to come back and somebody be like, Bree, we want to do this with you. I'm like, nah, like, but it feels good to come back. And again, like you said earlier, the list is crazy, and I had to go back in my bag and really think like, what have you really done? So it feels good for somebody to acknowledge that, as I'm sure you feel. So I'm again grateful to be here.
Right, facts. So walk me through. You're at Texas State,
Right.
And how do you get in contact with Def Jam? Like, how does that happen?
Oh my God.
Because they're in New York, right?
Yeah.
So how does that happen? What did you do for them up there? People may
It's
not
so
know.
crazy. I actually came back home for like the classic weekend in PV.
Yep.
All my friends get together. We go out, boom, D-Bellin. Somebody see, God just will put people in your path. Somebody sees me, they're talking about music. They say they know somebody from Def Jam. I'm like, oh, okay. He gives me his number. I call dude next day just to see. Dude actually picks up the phone. He's like, yeah. And so I'm like, no, okay. So on that, like when I hear that, I'm like, it's go time. Like you need to give him all the information that you've already done at that time. And I want to say that was 2018. But like, I'm like, I need to give all the information that I have, and just hope that, and then, excuse me. But then the person, like, they hit me back and they were like, yeah, we looked over everything. We'll give you a chance. And he worked at Def Jam, and I did things through him, through like digital promotion and things like that online. And they were like, boom, you're part of Def Jam family. I was like,
Wow.
what? Like,
Wow.
like,
How
what do
did
you
it
mean?
feel?
It felt like I was doing the right thing. Like I was on the right path. And like, by that time, More Music the blog, hear me, had died down, but like, or it was still kind of in effects and was dying down, but that had propelled me to other things, right? That was my trajectory. And that's what I wanted to use it as, because I never necessarily wanted to be a writer, but I know like if this is a tool to get me in contact with people in the industry, then I'm going to do that, and I had credibility to show like, look what I can do. I can write. Look at these people I know. Mm-hmm. And so it just felt really surreal. Like the day that they said and everything, and that I want to say like the next day, like they would call me while I was in class. Like they would,
Really?
yeah, they would call me right, like, and I would come right after class and things like that. Just asking me about ideas and things like that. Like we were supposed to have Cash Page.
Shout out Cash Page, man.
Shout out to Cash. Drop a bomb from Cash Page.
Shout out to Cash Page.
Shout out to Cash Page. Really somebody putting on for the city and that's really doing it. We knew her management team a long time ago and we're supposed to connect with her, and other things happened, which wasn't on her team's fault or anything like that. But it just put me in the space of those people and like being able to do some things for my campus. And so it was fun. It was very surreal.
I was going to ask, did you ever get a chance to visit the actual headquarters in New York?
No.
Damn,
unfortunately, right?
Yeah.
But I know about 3 execs. So like they're super busy, but like they did respond to me on Instagram and stuff. So like if I wanted to, I'm sure they would respond. I could, but like we all into different stuff now, so it's pretty crazy.
So what exactly do you do as an intern, like for like as an A&R intern? What exactly does that entail? Yeah,
at that time it was really just like hearing music that I thought was dope and presenting it to the person that was really directly with Def Jam, which was Ant. Shout out to Ant. And letting him know what was hot. But most of the time, he had artists that he was trying to put on the roster, and he was like, help me come up with ideas. We would get on Zoom calls. We would listen to songs and give feedback, which really taught me about the A&R space, right? What a hit record sounds like and like what radio is looking for, but what at that time TikTok didn't exist, but what people were posting on Instagram and Twitter and things like that. So it really taught me about, developing my professional ear for music and not like, oh, this sounds good. Like this sounds good and it could go here because XYZ. You know what I'm saying? It really brought me into that space. So yeah.
How do you develop credibility as an A&R?
That's a good question. I would never say I'm an A&R by any means professionally, yet, but I feel like knowing songwriters, knowing producers, and knowing artists, and knowing how to get them in the same room and make magic. That's what Diddy does. You know what I'm saying? Diddy knew Biggie rapped with like a jazz swing, and he created the Hitmen, and the Hitmen were a group of producers that made music just for Bad Boy and fed that ecosystem. You know what I'm saying? So like it's knowing who to put who with and how to make magic. That's what's gonna give you credibility as an A&R.
I was literally gonna ask that. That's a great question, right?
Yeah.
So like for artists out there, right? You know, you like you said, you was listening to music, and you was like, okay, I think this is good. What does it take for a hit to happen, like in these days, in your opinion, right?
Yeah.
If you're going to send a song to somebody at Def Jam, right? If you were still in that position at this day and age, what does an artist need to get that song to get put in another room, basically?
Knowing your sound is step one. So many artists, you know, they'll send a couple of songs and they all sound so different, which is like great, but it's like if you don't have a consistency, right? Like, you know, when you hear Beyonce, what she's gonna sound like each record. You know, when you hear Drake, well, he might flow like each record. If you don't have that staple, right, you get lost. And as, you know, Nicki Minaj said on the Joe Budden podcast, you know, you become faceless. Like, you have to have a consistency throughout. And some artists have it naturally, some don't. But just because you don't mean you can't be taught. It's an algorithm to the stuff now.
Right. Exactly.
It's an algorithm, especially with TikTok. It's an algorithm to the stuff now. But I would say find your voice. I would say making sure, you know, whatever you choose to break through in the industry with is something you can relate to and you don't mind performing a lot, because like whatever song you come through with, that's got to be your thing, that you know, your thing to get through, and then you have to be able to create that times 10 if you really want to be successful. So that's what I've seen. That's
so interesting you say that, because I remember when we first started listening to Gunna, it was like 2017, 2018. That flow was crazy. And nobody else was doing that.
Yeah.
Nobody else, and then Lil Baby came out. I remember Yes Indeed and all, but that was that sound, right? And so we want to go back to that. And Thug at that time had a different sound than what he does now, but it had a sound where it's just
Thug
like,
is always changing.
Thug is always changing, right? But it like you said, finding that niche sound, because like now it's just like, if I hear two or three songs that I like, I'm like, okay, this sounds like good. Do they have a project out was like more of this, right?
Exactly.
But if it's like one, like you said, one sounds like this, one sounds like this,
right? I mean, you got to think of yourself as a brand in this day and age, right? Like Gucci, you should see some G's, you know, you should see red and green, like, you know. And when people listen to your music, they should understand that. And so yeah, that's definitely the biggest piece of advice I can give to artists. I could give to artists right now.
What type of sound do you think you're going for now?
Anything that's good. Yeah, anything that feels authentic. Anything that doesn't feel forced. Anything that doesn't feel like an algorithm. And whether artists know it or not, that's how you get the best PR.
Really?
That's how you get the best manager. You want to work with people that are a fan of you. You don't want to work with people that's like, yeah, this is a check right here. We gonna move forward with this because he sound like everybody else. Right. Because one day everybody else gonna move on. You're not gonna sound like that's not. Let me can we drop a bomb on that?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it just,
I don't know.
All right.
One day
it's true. It's
true.
It's the little pump syndrome. It's something. It's like, bro, at that point, you know, people in high school, they was loving it. Yeah. Just came in with the sauce. Ooh, it was something simple. But like, bro, them people like 25. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. So it's like, bro, it's gone. It's like your music has to grow, you know, with people.
Yeah, Jay-Z calls it in an interview, it was like the white space or the white hot space. And like, you're only gonna live there so long. Like, again, Lil Pump, we know who he is, but like, what's the last Lil Pump song y'all know?
Gucci Gang.
Or the one that's with Kanye, because it had Kanye on it.
Yeah, I love it.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
right.
I love it. And that's that. Like, you don't want a big artist to support you, because a big artist gonna support you. They gonna get behind you when it's hot, and when it's not, they gonna move on, because they have that that credential, right? They already stamped. So they come to get behind you. They'll give you a little bit of it, but at the end of the day, Lil Pump not Kanye
at all.
You see what I'm saying? So it's important to create that type of longevity for yourself, and I think a lot of artists have to remember that. You know, you want certain people to stamp you, that's great, but at the end of the day, you want to move on 2, 3, 4 years later and be the stamper. Yeah.
So what exactly is a music consultant?
Just somebody, I feel like, that listens to music that can give you advice, like how to run your team, what your team should look like, what your manager should be doing at that time for what the projects you might have out, the content you might have out, etc. What your PR should look like, what your next rollout should look like. Should you put out a single? Should you put out an album? Should you put out an EP? Like those type of things. Just somebody that's on the outside that can give you fresh eyes and fresh insight on what you're doing in your world, and that has enough experience to guide that and lead that in the right direction.
Got you. I was gonna put you on the spot. And I was gonna say, if you were a consultant for the night show, what is something you would give, some advice you would give us? Even though we're not music, we're a podcast, right?
Right.
What is some advice that you would probably give us? You know, how we run it, or how you see us run from the outside looking in. Are
you guys on every platform? I want to say so.
Yes.
Do you have your own individual Instagram page?
Yes.
Okay.
You have a TikTok too.
Okay,
y'all part of the platform.
Y'all up on top of everything. So then because being here is so set up, it's so professional. Like I feel like you guys are on the level that you should be. So mine would be like, keep going, like keep treating guests and making guests feel like they're important, because when people feel special, that's when you see a side of them. Like that's when you see the true like human side. Like, dang, thank you. Like y'all brought me on here. Like, and that's when people are gonna support and put everything on. So now y'all probably at the point like get you a PR, get you some sponsorships. I just told him like, you know, it was some Bel Air here this evening. Like put that Bel Air bottle in the middle and let people know like, this is what we drink. You know, when you get your viewership.
Before we start.
That's okay, but you do those things long enough and those people pay attention to you. So get those big brands to look at the pot, or not even big brands. Get local brands, whether it's clothing, alcohol, what do you have here, sports, whatever. Get those people to look and pay attention to where they want to have those things either hung up or they want to be a part in some way. Right. And that's how you get that real bag for sure. Brand partnership for real.
That's actually some great advice. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I would love to help out with that. So
for sure. Whatever we can get. And it's interesting you say like, you know, making the guests feel like they're important. Yeah. Because when you watch, you don't see what happens before the show or conversations that we may have.
We have fun.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, the pictures and like people don't see that. Right. Yeah. And so I'm glad like it, you know, you see it, right?
Yeah, no, I get it.
Yeah, and for all the future people who will get interviews, you will be able to see everything too, right? So being a PR, right? Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. You go.
I can go.
Ask me, please.
Yeah, you can go, please, for
Are
sure.
you still like balancing like school and, you know?
Nah, I'm out of school.
Graduated.
I'm out of school.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you, Jesus. I graduated in 2020, and I don't want a master's or anything personally, but I think that's amazing for people that do it, and I think, you know, that stuff teaches you critical skills. So, but I'm done, and I'm strictly like for right now in the PR world and working at 2 PR agencies.
Right.
That's dope.
Yeah.
So what exactly is PR? Because for people who may not know, right? Because people be like, I know his PR agent going crazy. Like, we're talking about the baby, right? So what exactly is PR for people who may not know?
Public relations, right? It is the process of taking a brand and doing storytelling and brand positioning and elevating the brand's image. Marketing is the same thing, but it really. And I'm not really in marketing, so anybody correct me if I'm wrong out there, but like it elevates a brand's sales, a brand's numbers, you know, and PR is really focused on your image and what you're letting the public know about your brand. And so whether you're a direct to consumer brand like Bel Air or whether you're, you know, artist like Lil Baby, like you're telling the public something every time you put out a song, every time you put out a post. And so what PR does is really help you strategize that and make it something to where it's effective and it will elevate how people look at you, right? Because at the end of the day, you know, realistically, people don't always sell the best product, right? But we might think it's the best because of how it's perceived to the public.
Right.
So that's why PR is so important, because it might not always drive your numbers, but if it drives your image, it's gonna drive your numbers in the long run.
So it's necessary to have a PR agent.
It's necessary to have a PR when you need it. Like for artists, I always say like they should.
Oh, that's a dog's barking outside. Yo, I was like, what in the world?
It's definitely some dogs outside.
He just looked at me. I was like, I don't know what that is.
I don't know. Some dogs outside getting lit, but it is Cinco de drink out.
It is Cinco de
drink
Drinko,
outside. Yeah.
Right.
I don't know, but yeah, PR. You get that when you're ready. Like if you're an artist and you're going on a lot of shows and you getting booked, people are texting you, DMing you, emailing you left to right. Now you need a manager, right? Because it's too much. Like you've done the work and got enough traction yourself to where you need to bring somebody in and you can, with or without paying, you need that person to manage, and that's the first step. You need a manager before you need a publicist. Start there. And then, because the manager is really gonna make sure you get the money. Your publicist gonna make sure when you got the money and that's all locked in, that people are always perceiving you the way you want to be perceived.
So y'all work hand in hand. So PR and managers work.
Oh man, hand in hand. I know so many managers and like the firms. Shout out to the Legion Media Group, everybody there.
Shout out to Legion Media.
Shout out to Legion. We know so many managers and we work with them closely because the managers are working with the label to lock in release dates, lock in video, lock in anything important, right? They're our liaison pretty much with the label. So having them by our side and to communicate, hey, this is what's going on. Jim Jones is doing this day, or Travis doing this day. Like we, you know what I'm saying? We can strategize around that. Managers are critical, and they come before PR.
Which PR do you think has the hardest job right now currently? Like
the baby.
What do you do?
The baby.
The baby.
What do you do in that? Like as a PR, what are you just like? What is going on? Like
because people are going to be people, and when you are somebody's publicist, it's not like you sign up and you're blindsided. Most of the time, it's like you kind of understand what you're getting into, and so I don't know, for somebody like the baby, you just try to tell them, hey, chill, and put out the best you can. The best you can behind this situation because things happen and you really try to tell the full story that doesn't always put all the responsibility on him, because I'm sure he's been tried and people don't see that, but they see him attacking and they're like, oh, it's his fault. You know what I'm saying? Which is not always the case. So you tell both sides of the story as someone like that, and the baby, I remember seeing him at South by Southwest in 2017 and really building himself up. So to be where he is now, that's insane. Like
crazy.
Yeah.
Would you ever turn anybody down?
Yes.
You have to name names, what?
Oh,
unless you want to.
I don't have names. I don't have names, but
we'll say them off air.
Yeah, I don't have names, but one, if you don't have an idea budget, that's something. And two, if you don't have anything, I can't make the story, right? You give me the story and I know what to do with it. And those are two very different things. Like dropping a song, is we say it at Legion all the time, but dropping a song is not news. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to, and it's sad to say, but we don't live in the age of like where A&Rs go sit at the club and they're like, oh my God, that's Lady Gaga. Oh my God, that's Whitney Houston. And we just don't know it yet. You can get online traction. You can get Instagram followers. You can get TikTok followers. You can create that traction for yourself. And we just help you shape and manage that and utilize it to its strength. So,
Has anybody tried to lie to you about their story? Some people try to build this persona online and it's just like, bro, this not you.
I'm sure. So many people are not who we would think they would be.
What you mean by that?
I'll say that. That social media, and anybody knows this, social media, we're not posting our weaknesses. We're not posting the days we're down. We're not, you know what I'm saying? We're not posting the days we're depressed or something horrible happened in our life. Like we're posting our highlights, right? That's what people perceive as reality. You know, perception is reality. So if I'm seeing, oh, the night show always got this going on, they ain't know, oh yeah. But it might be like, damn, it's some days like
we talked before, like yo, we have our weeks.
Exactly. And me too. Like especially living where I live, like it's so many days I'm like, was this worth it, et cetera, et cetera. But like you learn to get past those. And so yes, social media just got a lot of people fooled. Everybody is not who you think they are, but we have this perception, and so these people make money off of it and are successful.
Working in PR, is it hard to like believe somebody's stories like with fake followers and stuff? How do y'all decipher the real versus like
the fake, right?
Yeah,
you ask the tough questions, and that's how you decide who you take as clients, right? Like it's kind of like being a lawyer. Like, were you guilty or were you not guilty?
Yeah, like you can tell me.
What I'm saying? Like, tell me so I can really work with this. And PRs, publicists, for the most part on the artist side, really hold the entire scope and know the truth. So as a publicist, it's your job not to present it as fake or as something else, but it's to tell it in an authentic way. And that's true to whoever you're representing and to the entire story. So by authenticness, it just has to be something that doesn't really feel, just like anything, a relationship, just like anything, it doesn't feel forced. It feels like, this is difficult, but we'll get through it together, right? Because you believe in me and I believe in you, right. Like it's that type of thing. Yeah. So
how'd you end up at the Legion group?
Legion, I did PR for DJ Omanaya, A Boogie's official DJ. Shout out to DJ Omanaya for a minute, and he just put me on to people. He's a great person, great dot connector, and he put me on to somebody that was at Legion, and that's how I got there. The first day I moved to New York, I was like DMing them and emailing them like, hey, can I get an interview? Can I get an interview? And I was an intern for a minute, and then I eventually worked my way up to staff. And so just
congrats to that. By the way, congrats. People not getting full-time offers after internship.
Thank you. That's good. Yeah, no, it was a blessing. And it's definitely been a journey, but it taught me a lot. It taught me how to move. It taught me what it means to be in music in general. I mean, it was my gateway to being around a lot of people and doing certain things and having certain opportunities for sure.
How important is New York to the music industry?
Crucial.
Is that why you moved up?
100%. 100%. Right. You have four, I guess, big hubs. You have New York, you have LA, you have Atlanta, and then our honorable mention, you have Miami. So, New York got with like 8-10 million people, something like that, and it's the most populated city in America, and so many great artists, thinkers, came from that city. And so I was young. When I was young, I always had a fascination about it through the movies and stuff. Then all the stars really aligned. That's all I can say. All the stars really aligned, and it made sense. It was the middle pandemic. I had like five bands. I was like out that UE. Shout out to the government. And I was just like, you know what? And my friends, shout out to all of my friends. All of y'all know who you are. Shout out to all my friends, and shout out to my mother, shout out to my brother, and even shout out to my dad. Like, put the battery in my back. Like, nah, you can really go do that. And so I moved to New York without a job. I wasn't with Legion yet. All I had was 4 suitcases. I sent some boxes, and I knew I had an apartment with one of my friends. And
so you take risks.
I think everyone should, right?
Why should people do that? Why should people take risks?
How you gonna win?
He's heating up.
I love it. We do this never lost shit. So you know what I'm saying? Like,
how you gonna win?
That's a fact.
It's gonna be a lot. You gonna get like Rod Wave said. You gonna take a million wins. I don't know. Don't quote me on the list before you take a. Gonna take 1,000 losses before you take a win. Y'all know what I'm saying. Come on.
Oh my God.
You know what I'm saying? But and that's true. Like, you know, I went back and forth in my head, like, I don't know, like, I don't have a job. Like, I'm gonna go out here. I got 4, maybe 5 months of rent. But I knew one thing about myself, and everybody is something you got to know about yourself that you know that's never folding. Like, I don't care where you go put me in the desert, you go put me in the jungle, you go put me in the ocean. One thing I know about me, I'm a hustle. And you can't tell me that. You can't. And thank y'all tonight show, because y'all really let me pop the trunk today. Can't nobody tell me that I'm not gonna hustle.
He's heating up.
Facts.
And I feel like everybody got that in the, like, you can't tell me I'm not a good listener. Or you can't tell me I'm not a giver. Like, it's not, you know what I'm saying? But like, for me, you just can't tell me that I'm not gonna figure out how to get to it. So I knew that, and I moved in like probably like 2-3 months later. I met Jay-Z's nephew. Shout out to Rail Carter.
Wow.
I went ahead,
Wow.
For real, and like Rail not even like that. He wouldn't, and I know that Rail, but like I met people, like, I'm like, yeah, this is on my path, because I put in the work to like find the information. That's key one. Whatever information it is you need, because people are always, what I've learned in my life, are gonna make you think the information is something it's really not. Like at a job, they're gonna make you think you need to be here every day. No, but when I'm here, I need to work. Like, you know what I'm saying? When I'm here, I need to always get this done by X time. If I always do that when I'm here, I'm good. It's no reason for me to be here Monday through Friday. If I do it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, when I'm here, y'all not gonna fire me. What's up?
To get your own, like,
exactly
schedule.
Yeah, I mean, to get your own schedule, just to conserve your own, to sustain yourself, right, and get to the next level. Like, people are never going to tell you the information you need to get to the next level. You have to watch and observe who's at the next level to know how to do that yourself.
Right. And like you said, information. You are not afraid to ask questions. If you didn't know how to DJ, you was going to ask the DJ. If you didn't know, like, you and that's and it's taking you this far. It's only going to take you even further. I applaud you for that, because people are nervous. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, you'll reach out and ask a question. That's the only way to move forward, honestly.
Yeah.
And so you're in New York. How did you end up at this Dipset versus Locks versus?
The verses, right?
How did you end up there? What happened?
I was literally at the nail shop on the phone with my friends back home, because I always be missing them. I'm like, let me call my girls. I always call them, and y'all know y'all are friends. Everybody, they know who they are. Y'all know it's a long list. I don't want to leave nobody, and I'm just like, I get a call from, like, you know, when they had Allegiant. She's like, boom, y'all need to be here this time. Say less. My nails get done.
All right.
I run to Madison Square Garden, and I get off the train. I'm literally walking there, and they're like, I get a call, and they like, Joel Santana needs socks. I'm like, what are y'all talking about?
Right.
Like, they're like, no, he needs white socks. They gave me, it was very specific, like what he needs. So like, I go to like Macy's or something and get the socks. Yeah. And so the socks that Joel Santana had on the night at the Versus, right, I purchased. Right. Well, I got for them. But I got for them. And I mean, that was just crazy itself, because, you know, Jim is one of our clients, and we've been around Jim a million times. But when the announcement, everything was final, you know, it was just a blessing to be in the building and like be around Jada. I met him one time before, and Styles P one time before.
Jada went crazy.
Jada did go crazy. That I can't lie. And even, you know, I'm not obviously an authentic New Yorker, but like the energy in the building, like that really meant something to New York.
Being there? It
meant something. I seen French Montana, A$AP Ferg, Fab, Busta, Takeoff, everybody just in the building in the front. Like, we just Timbaland. I shook Timbaland hand that night. Shout out to Timbaland.
Crazy. Shout out to Timbaland.
Like, just everybody is like, as fans, like it wasn't even on the like that really meant something. That really took New York back to like authentic hip hop. Because I mean, the Locks was what, like mid 90s and the 90s. Nobody killed me over that. I can't remember years. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But like in the 90s and like, you know, Dipset too, like late 90s, early 2000s. So it's like to see those groups and those, you know, Dipset is Harlem, the Locks is like Yonkers and like, you know what I'm saying? So to see them come together and battle it out like that really meant something to the city. And I didn't know till it was done. Like I knew, but I didn't know. Like that really felt like history.
You said something interesting. You was like you said Yonkers, and you breaking it down.
Mm-hmm.
We've been in New York a lot of times for our job, right?
Yeah.
I cannot live out there. I can't.
I promise you. You know what?
I can't.
We
went like 6 or 7 times.
I can't do it.
I went, and even some of my friends when they like, yeah, Bree, how you doing this?
It's so fast paced.
I feel like you ain't got no privacy.
Yeah, yes and no. Like that's what they want you to think. But like if you live in a certain place, like you just get you some curtains.
Right.
Like it is like no, that is such a false statement. And another false statement I learned, like you can't drive in New York. That's so false.
That's
like,
false.
You can't have a car. Like it is a luxury. It's a responsibility because you have to like.
I wouldn't have a car.
Okay.
No,
I swear you want one. You don't want one. Look, my friends back there laughing. You will want one.
But the thing is, it's nothing against New York either. Like New York is actually really cool. But when you're from down south, it's completely different, as you know.
Completely.
But right. But honestly, we was going through like when we left LaGuardia.
Yeah.
You kind of really do need a car, bro. Especially if you was going to like the outside places. It would be convenient.
I was in traffic for an hour and a half.
Where was he going?
I was late to my flight.
No, he was going back to LaGuardia.
I was going back
flying through
from
LaGuardia.
New York to Texas.
And it's when LaGuardia was under construction.
It still is.
Before that American Airlines thing was built.
It still is.
Yeah.
No, it's done.
LaGuardia is done.
I think it's done.
Is it done?
I think so.
It's done.
I think so.
I'll give a bomb for
I think
LaGuardia.
so.
Give a bomb for LaGuardia.
That's for LaGuardia. JFK too. Y'all can fly in JFK.
No, I don't like JFK.
I just flew out of JFK for the first time coming back home. It's actually it's a great airport.
Remember White Plains Airport?
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Oh yeah, it's
Because that's above Yonkers, I want to say, or White Plains. No, it's above the
we used to go to Tarrytown for a company that we worked for, and like it was like big, huge. It was like the rich was out there. Like I didn't know where I was going. I was completely new to this, right? But like New York is actually like kind of cool. We're leaving LaGuardia, but you do see the big Trump Golf. What's that? I think it's like the Trump whatever it is, right?
Some building,
whatever, right?
All of them,
right? But it's actually like. It's really nice, but I just think it's so fast paced, and like I was lost at the airport. People wouldn't help me. It's like,
really?
Yo, you don't see the signs?
Rude.
You don't see the signs? It's like
that makes me sad.
Niggas is rude.
Bro, rude.
No, you know what? Okay.
As hell.
Okay, right. See, New Yorkers, y'all need to help me. I be trying to defend y'all. Y'all need to help me
Southern
out.
hospitality is a real thing.
Oh my, you know what? At Legion, they say that. They're like, Brianna's gonna work the door because Brianna has Southern hospitality. And I'll be like, what are y'all talking about?
It's a real
Making
thing,
sure
though.
everybody good?
Like we interned at the company, and so then we would say good morning every morning. It was like, y'all say good morning like every morning to each other. It's like, are you serious? Like y'all don't say good morning? Like
yeah. Because you know what, in all
it's crazy.
Nigga did not want to talk to you.
Bro, at all. It's like, bro, am I tripping? Like
yeah.
Right.
In all fairness, like New York.
Shout to New York though.
Yeah, shout out to New York. Like they grew up with a different lifestyle that we can't, some of us can't even imagine. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody live very close, and if you live in the projects, like you in a close, tight 20 floor high building, everybody, you know, is somebody above you, below you, on the side, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's very different. But New York has got a hustle in them that I respect, and they do. And when I moved, I thought, you know what I'm saying, like in my Instagram bio, like it's like I'm the hustler of the year. Like I feel like everybody in their own right is a hustler of the year. Like whatever way you want to be a hustler, like that's how you a hustler. Yeah. And I moved to New York, I'm like, no. They got it.
I gotta ask you though.
Yeah.
Moving to New York from Texas.
Right.
The price difference, living wise, is a lot different. State tax. How's that been? It's tough sometimes?
It is tough sometimes. It is annoying sometimes because I'm like, man, if I move back to Dallas and move downtown, y'all couldn't even see me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like people couldn't even see me for what I'm paying. But I take it all in good faith and know like this is what I kind of signed up for. I knew it was gonna be a little different, but I'm lucky to have a roof over my head, and like it encouraged you to go get that bag a little bit more.
Right. You see yourself staying there for a while?
Yeah. It's in my late 20s. I know I will not like birth a family there or have children there. Like I can't even imagine like being a young child and getting on the train. Like, that's insane to me because I see it.
But that's all they know.
That's all they know. Mm-hmm. What are you telling them? Like, you get on the train 8 a.m. It's, drug addicts and homeless people and all that. And you got to really be like, you can't let it get to you too much because, like, you got to get off the train and go to work. Right. Or you got to get off the train. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I definitely had to, it's different. I wouldn't have a family there, but a couple more years.
Bree is a very busy person, and she did put us on a strict time schedule, right? But I did,
we keep going. We keep going. We keep going. It's just we keep going. No, we keep going.
For those, this is dropping Monday, but it is Cinco de Mayo, right? You know what I'm saying? My homie trying to turn up, right? But I did want to ask you something though.
Please.
What advice would you give somebody currently who's trying to break out in the music industry? They're dropping stuff, it may not be working, right? And they just keep hitting this wall, right? What advice would you give? Because since you do work in the industry, that would help, artists right now currently. Let
the people around you listen and let them give you their honest opinion. Take it in, right? If you want to be better, if you want to be better, it's something about your stuff that isn't the best, right? So take in that feedback and figure out what platforms you're most successful on. Like, if you always tweet and you get a bunch of retweets, but you put some on your story Instagram and you don't get as many retweets as you get on Twitter versus on, views on your story, like, figure out what works for you. And that's where you really go through distributing your content. We live in an age, people like visuals. Don't just drop a single and go about your way. Like, give people a boomerang, give people something to where they feel like not only do they connect with that song through audio, but they connect through visual. You know what I'm saying? We live in the age of memes. We live in the age of boomerangs. Like, put it out there, but make it meaningful. Don't just do it to do it. Do it to mean something and drive back home what you want people to see and understand.
Man,
he's heating up.
Shout out to Bree. Oh my god!
Thank you.
That's great.
Yeah,
that's great. That's a TikTok drop right there. That is.
I don't even have TikTok, y'all. I can't. My friends. I know I don't, friends. And we all just got in a battle about this the other day. But my friends,
you don't have TikTok?
Y'all need to send TikTok 10 a week. Yeah, no, I don't. I'm not on that.
Nah, don't. My boy Dante sends me. I put on my story one time. 25 TikToks a day. Like, I'm so serious. Like,
I can't.
Like, it's a lot. Dante, you my boy for life, bro. But god damn.
Please. Right? Like, y'all know who y'all are. I'm not. Y'all know who y'all are, but we love y'all. Okay. But, like, it's just I'm not on TikTok, but I understand the platform and how it works. So
yeah, get on there. You love it.
Yeah.
You love it.
Yeah.
Bree, is it before we get to the nice picks, there's anything that you would like to say before we get to the nice picks that people should know, that you want people to know about? Or is this is your time before we get to the nice picks? Because I do have some very interesting questions. But is there anything that you would like, you know what I'm saying? Because you've been talking your shit, you know what I'm saying? I've been rocking with it, right?
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you want to say and put out there in the universe for everybody to know?
Anything you want to promote?
Right. Anything I want to promote. My __XBREE. Go follow me on Instagram for sure. Any artist looking to understand how to build their profile or want somebody to listen to a project or want full service PR, definitely get at me. But
I'm going to send you a song. My boy Jay Hill. Shout out Jay Hill. I know you watching this, my brother. I'm going to send you a song.
Yeah.
I want your honest opinion on it, right?
That's all I can give.
He is now burped, coughed, open water about everything into the microphone this whole episode. This is my boy Jimmy. I'm talking about everything. It's okay. I'm gonna send you a song. Show my boy Jay Hill. I'm gonna send you a song. I want your honest opinion on it. But yeah. So you were saying, I'm sorry. If you want honest feedback, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, honest feedback. Like if you just want somebody to listen, like, free, like, I'm always down, especially if you're from Dallas. I want to see everybody out in Dallas win. And what else?
It's the champagne, y'all.
Right, it's champagne.
I'm glad it's just not me.
It's definitely the Bel Air. Shout out to Bel Air.
I don't mean to pick on you, my brother.
I'm glad it's just not me.
No, it's not. It's also, yeah. surround yourself with really good people. You know what I'm saying? It's been a lot of times where I'm like, oh my God, was this worth it? Like, you know, for the first 2 weeks, I cried. I didn't go outside of my home if it wasn't for food. You know what I'm saying? And I had a lot of good friends tell me, like, you're not missing out on anything. Like, you did the right thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, my mother wasn't a fan of it at first, but now, she understood it because she moved from Louisiana and just has been a rock. So if you got anybody in your corner that's doubting you or making you feel weird and making you feel like you shouldn't do something that you feel a burning desire for, they got to go, because everybody got to live their life. And at the end of the day, when you go on the ground, they not going to talk about your cousins and your granny and your mom and your auntie. They going to talk about you. So
dropping bombs. Oh my God.
And so again, rest in peace, rest in heaven, my brother Chop, and my granny and a lot of people that came forward that really showed me, like, live your dream. Like, everything else can wait. And if you really stay real to it, you're not out of touch. So yeah, that's what I would say.
Bree, man, thank you. This 2 years in the making. 2 years in the making, you know what I'm saying? But we finally made it happen, man. Thank you so much for coming through, showing love. You brought your people with you. They've been so cool. I didn't hear them once this whole episode.
No, they're such great friends. Shout out to Lay.
Shout
out to Sierra. Shout out to Mo. Shout out to all
they brought some
friends.
Chick-fil-A, didn't bring the boy none.
We didn't know. We would have bought some.
You know what I'm saying? Ain't bring no boy nothing. But it's all good. But you know what part of the show this is?
The 3-question thing.
This is the nice picks, and this is the part of the show where I'll ask you 3 random questions.
He's heating up,
and we'll see. You know what I'm saying? How you do. The first 2 are for both y'all, but the last one is for you.
Okay.
The last one is for you. Okay. All right. Ready, Jimmy?
Yes, sir.
What disappears as soon as you say its name?
Air.
Did a tire deflate?
I'm about to say air, y'all. I'm about to say air. Right? Boom. Air. Boom. Gone. Huh. Good morning.
That is a terrible answer.
Okay.
That's an air ball.
You gotta repeat what you said.
I'm so sorry. You do, Jimmy forgot the question. I still listen to the answer. All right. What disappears as soon as you say its name?
Bro, just say air.
Oh no.
Oh my gosh, it's silence. Come on, man. Come on.
That's not fair.
Come
That's
on,
the
man.
same as air.
That's
Trey.
easy. This is the easy one.
Okay.
That was number one. The ones they're going to get harder. You know what I'm saying? That was the easy one.
Really tap in. Then.
Okay, this is a quick one. You have to answer in 3 seconds.
Right.
Please answer in 3 seconds.
Okay.
2 seconds, actually. All right? 2 seconds. First, think of the color of clouds.
Okay.
Next, think of the color of snow. Now, think of the color of a full, bright moon. Now, quickly, what do cows drink?
Clear water, milk.
What'd you say?
God.
That's an air ball.
Clear water.
She said clear.
Okay.
That's an air. That's an air ball.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Clear. What is she talking about? She ready to go to celebrate Cinco de Mayo. So I'm just saying.
I'm thinking like clear, like, you see what I'm saying? Like,
He
clear
said
water,
milk. He said
he
milk.
Was right. He was right. He should have.
No, the answer is water. You was actually right.
God, if I should have, that was your fault. You should have really held it down.
Yeah. Air and milk.
Lie.
Y'all are on a roll for worst answers so far. Okay.
Yeah.
Relax.
Bree, this is your answer. This is your question.
Okay.
Would you rather be immortal or die tomorrow?
That same thing give you mortal, right? Because will I get longer days?
You'll live forever. Or you die tomorrow.
Or mortal.
Why?
I can see everybody before me going, kind of.
That's tough.
That's very tough. That's very tough. But I thought it's immortal. Trey, that might not be right.
Immortal's the right answer. Am I saying immortal? Am I saying it wrong?
Oh no, I thought you just said mortal.
No, immortal.
Or die tomorrow. Yeah, immortal.
You'll be immortal.
Yeah.
What you do?
You said it wasn't for me.
You can say
I'm gonna die tomorrow.
Ooh, you ready to go there?
what? Okay. I mean,
Like,
can you
just
explain
right
this
now,
answer?
like-
Can you explain this answer?
Economy high.
My friend done playing Ring. Hello.
No, I'm not.
My friend
He
not
said a
done
gas
playing Ring.
high.
Economy
Gas is
high.
high.
Russia finna take over Ukraine.
They basically took over that motherfucker.
Oh shit.
Right.
And they still killing us.
Friends, come on the mic. Come on, I need y'all to answer. Come on,
Yes.
come on the mic. Come on the mic.
Come on,
Y'all better have to
friends.
be inside. Come on the mic.
What y'all gonna do?
Come on.
Why y'all trying to act like
Also, y'all shy.
No.
Y'all can come in here bring Chick-fil-A, but none for the guy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
At least one person come. Come on.
Y'all vote. One person go. One person.
Oh
All right,
my
bet.
goodness.
All right, clap it up. Hey.
Yeah.
Okay, bet. All right. Give it a headphone. That's hilarious. Would you rather be immortal? Introduce yourself first to everybody.
Hello, I'm Monet. I'm Brianna's friend, one of her best friends, and yeah, I'm lit.
Okay, would you rather be immortal or die tomorrow?
Immortal.
Why? You live for, like, through anything. If Russia
like-
bombed the U.S., God forbid that ever happened. You have to, even if everybody dies, you'll be the only one living forever
Like by myself.
by yourself. You're immortal.
I mean, more people will be born eventually, so I'll meet those people.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We got faith. That's faith. Why are you confused?
I wanna just like. Never mind.
What? Are you okay?
The logic behind it.
I said everybody dies. She's like, more people be bored. I'm like, you know, we'll just give it to
You know what I'm
her.
saying? Like,
It's the champagne. We'll give it to her.
they're just ready to go drink. Let's just
Hey, you know what I'm saying?
Let's wrap it up.
All right. Well, thank you so much. We got to give Bree back the mic, unfortunately. I'm sorry. She got you comfortable with the headphones on and everything. I apologize. Bree, man, where can the people find you? You know what I'm saying? Where can people locate you?
My Instagram and my personal email address. So yeah.
You give your okay. It's your
Bad,
choice.
yeah, it's on Instagram too. So like, I mean, don't be weird, but like, I'm talking about if you talking some business, you an artist or anything like that, like you showing love, like email it to me. But __X BREE on Instagram.
And your Twitter was impossible to find.
Right.
Is that on purpose?
I'm not on Twitter. It's just I believe Twitter is plagued by groupthink. I don't like it.
So can I follow you on there?
Please.
Okay.
Save yourself. Yeah, no, you definitely can. And I have to, like, my old one I was on, but then it got, like, I don't even know, hacked or something. And my new one, like, I was on just to look at my friends, but I don't even get on that for real because Twitter is weird to me. But
Yeah.
I'm really on the gram and on my email, like, yeah, them too. So
Bet.
get at me.
Bet. My boy.
Hey, Jimmy, where you going?
Where can people find you, brother?
And Instagram is on A Pedigree, AYE.pedigree, and then Twitter, YouTube is DJ Pedigree.
Yes, sir. And you can follow your dramatic host, The Trey Nice.
There's a nice one.
On all social media at The Trey Nice. I'm not spelling it out. It's The Trey Nice. Follow The Nice Show on all platforms. I think it's just The Nice Show Pod, right? I think that's what it is, right? It's been another great episode. Thank you so much, Bree. This was fun.
Thank you.
Yeah, we got a lot of clips we got to post. And it's my boy Steven Zaire, man. He just dropped this. He did a great interview. My boy from Toronto. We out. See y'all next week.
Yes.